Now we are talking about clockwise and anti-clockwise angles. First of all, anti-clockwise angles are positive, therefore clockwise angles are negative. That is the first and foremost rule of trigonometry. Now why do you think in math they take anti-clockwise angles to be positive? Because everything in nature, the solar system, the electrons and all those, that movement that is happening, that happens in an anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise is the original thing. Anti-clockwise is positive, therefore clockwise is negative. The person who made the clock, he got it wrong. So usko bhi banana chahiye tha anti-clock, but coming back to this, so anti-clockwise is positive, therefore clockwise is negative. Now, very first thing, there are 4 diagrams drawn over here. What is common between these 4 diagrams? They all have the same basic angle, which is 60 degrees. Now I'm using red color and I want to label clockwise angles. So let me label it like that. Let me do simple subtraction. 360 minus 60 is 300. But because it is clockwise, I'm just putting a negative sign. Similarly over here, the difference is 360 minus 120, which is 240, clockwise, negative sign. Over here, the difference is 120, 360 minus 240 is 120 with a negative sign. Over here, the difference is 360 minus 300, which is 60, and then we put a negative sign. Now let me focus on this diagram. If I evaluate cos of 300 degrees, that comes out to be 0.5. Cosine is positive in first and fourth quadrant. If I evaluate cosine of negative 60 degrees, naturally it will be the same exact value. Why? Because it's just 2 different names of the same thing. This particular angle in anti-clockwise direction is 300. The same angle in clockwise direction is negative 60. Now, I just want to add 360 more to 300 degrees. Let me go a whole revolution like this, and 300 plus 360 is 660. What do you think is the cosine of 660 degrees? That will also be 0.5. That means whether we are dealing with 300, whether we are dealing with 660, it's technically the same angle. And for both these anti-clockwise angle, the clockwise option is the red one, negative 60 degrees. Now, let's focus on this one. Work example 32, work example 33. They are very, very similar. Cosine 2x, cosine 2x, 0.5, 0.5. What is different? The negative sign is still the same, 20 degrees and 70 degrees. Let me first get started with this one. If we are talking about quadrants, we are talking about the first and the fourth quadrant, because cosine is positive in the first and fourth quadrant. And the same thing goes over here, nothing special. If we talk about modification of range, we will write x lies between 0 and 360. Therefore, 2x lies between 0 and 720. And then 2x minus 20 degrees, it lies between negative 20 and 700 degrees. Now, let me do the arrangement over here. 2x lies between 0 and 720. Therefore, 2x minus 70 lies between negative 70 and 650 degrees. Now, let me highlight this thing. Let me highlight this thing. The quadrants are exactly the same. What else is exactly the same? What about the basic angle? Is the basic angle same? Yes. So if I write cosine of alpha, that's the symbol that we use, equals to 0.5, therefore alpha is 60 degrees, therefore alpha is 60 degrees. Now, if I focus on example 32, so I'll write this thing, this green bracket over here, which is 2x minus 20 degrees equals to, first quadrant is 60. What about the fourth quadrant? 360 minus 60, which is 300. That is in the first revolution. Let me go one more revolution. 60 plus 360, 420. 300 plus 360, that's a 660. Pause for a second. Double check. Are these answers within this range? Yes. The answer is yes. We have 60, we have 300, we have 420, we have 660. All these four answers are within this range, so there is nothing to worry about it. Go ahead and make x the subject. So therefore, we write 2x equals to 60 plus 20, 80, 320, 440, and 680. And at the very end, x is 40, 160, 220, and 340. Now look at these answers. Are these answers within this range? Yes. The answer is yes. Now let's focus on this one. Now this is where the trouble is. If we focus on this one, what happens is that this blue box over here, let me write it over here. That is 2x minus 70 degrees. This equals to, again it's the four things written again. That is 60, that is how much? 300, and then 60 plus 360, 420, and 300 plus 360. 300 plus 360, which is 660. Is any one of them outside of this range? 660. Now the very last one is outside of the range. Isn't the 660 the same thing as minus 60? Yes. You already said so. This 660 is the same thing as negative 60. The question is, why are we going backwards? Because there is no space to go forward. So you have to go backward. How much can you go backward? You can go backward all the way till negative 70. The movement in any quadrant is based upon the basic angle, the decision making angle. So let me redraw it over here. Basically, this is the first one, that is 300. This is the other one, that is 660. Therefore, the basic angle movement is 60 degrees, but since it's clockwise, therefore we give it a negative sign. When this is cancelled, what is the alternative? Negative 60. Now, what should we do? We should add 70 to each one of them. So therefore, 2x equals to negative 60 plus 70. 2x equals to 60 plus 70. 2x equals to 300 plus 70. And 2x equals to 420 plus 70. Just have a double check over here. These were the four values. 660 is being cancelled. What is the alternative of 660? Negative 60. So now the rule is, when the first answer is cancelled, as in worked example 31, you have the liberty of going ahead. You add 360 more. When the last answer is being cancelled, what do? You go clockwise based upon your basic angle. So now, what is the value of x? Divide by 2 in every single case, and then you get this answer. So the first answer is, I think, 5 degree. The other answer is 65 degree. Third answer is 185 degrees. And the fourth answer is how much? That's 470 divided by 2, which is 245 degrees. Thank you. So that's 245 degrees. That is how this question is to be done. So people ask this question, when does the cancellation take place? The cancellation will take place either in the first answer or in the last answer. In the first answer, if the cancellation takes place, you have the liberty of adding 360 more. If the cancellation takes place in the last answer, you have to go clockwise according to the basic angle. That's all about this question.